If you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or like your brain is juggling a million tasks at once, then this is your sign to pause and reset. Because today I am going to be walking you through my exact process to calm anxiety instantly using really simple steps that you can do today. No medication, no meditation cushion required, just practical magic that I'm going to be sharing with you. So let's do this, beautiful. Now, the first things first, what I need you to understand is that anxiety is essentially stress about the future, things that have not yet happened. So therefore, if they have not yet happened, can we change them? Of course we can. We can absolutely not only necessarily change them through our actions, but through our mindset and through our energy, okay? But what I need you to understand is the reason why you're feeling stressed, and we're not talking about positive stress here, we're talking about the stress that really raises your cortisol levels in your body and gets you into a state where you can almost be in that fight flight state, where you just feel totally overwhelmed and it's not a positive thing, okay? What I like to do, and I realized this yesterday, and this is why I'm actually making this video, because I'm a very strategic thinker in terms of solving problems and making things happen. You see, I don't like to be stressed. I love to be calm. Okay, my whole life is essentially centered around how can I be as calm as possible? How can I help my children to be as calm as possible? How can we have the most calm life possible? And that's literally how I live my life. Every decision I make is to keep things calm. But I'm also a very, I would say, driven person. I have so much energy. I have such a big purpose in life through, about everything I do. So it's important that I learn to manage stress, because when you have a big mission, a big purpose, when you have a lot going on in your life, when you set very high standards for yourself, that comes with a certain level of stress, okay? Now, there is a lot of research which goes into details of different types of stress. I don't have sites for you, okay, that I can reference this at the moment. I will find them if you're interested. You can drop it below. But there are types of stress which are actually good for you. And one very positive type of stress where you can do the research yourself is called eustress, EU stress. And basically what it does is it's stress that actually expands you. Okay, so when you're doing a big challenge, when you're doing something that is maybe way out with your comfort zone, but it grows you, it makes you stronger, it makes you more wise, that is positive stress. And when you're growing, when you're elevating, leveling up all the time, if that's your mindset like me, I'm obsessed with leveling up, glowing up. I am obsessed with enhancing and optimizing everything about me. I was born to just thrive. Like, I thrive when I am refining, enhancing, improving. That's just the way my brain works. I love it. So for me, that doesn't mean that I just sit there and remain the same. That means that I'm always learning new things. I'm always growing. I'm always moving. So with that comes a certain level of potential stress, okay? But what we need to do in our minds is, first of all, say, you have to rationalize it. And you have to basically say, well, look, in my mind, I am improving here. I am growing. I am developing. Now I've got two options, because you always have two options, right? And the options are I stay right where I am or I grow. That's it. You can decide in the moment what you want to do. And let me tell you, recently, and just when you're learning any new thing, you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel stressed. You're going to feel anxious. That's just life. That's what happens when you do new things. If you're not feeling stressed or overwhelmed at any point, that tells me you're not growing. You're doing nothing new. You're sitting back potentially. I know you're not, because you're here watching this video, but there are people out there who love to sit back and actually talk about what other people are doing. They'll look at other people and they'll make comments about how they're striving to do new things, how they're trying to do things. They will talk other people down. And the reason they do this is because they don't have the confidence to go for it themselves. So if you're actually watching this video, the reason why you're overwhelmed is because you're doing an amazing job of leveling up. But it gets overwhelming when you want to be amazing, okay? So here's how we do it. We identify, first of all, what's causing the stress, because we're perceiving it as stress, okay? But in actual fact, the things that we're perceiving to be stressful, we can let them all go, and we can systemize them, and we can get rid of them almost instantly. And this is how you do it. Every single thing that's overwhelming you, when you've got time, I want you to do this as soon as you can. I want you to either, if you are a journal writer, if you're like someone who loves to write things down on paper, get yourself a journal, get yourself a to-do list. I'm going to tell you, if you're in the UK, there is a store, TK Maxx. It is amazing for journals, notepaper, all of that. You get some beautiful little notebooks, journals, absolutely gorgeous, pretty little books. They do so many to-do lists. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a huge to-do list, like literally blank paper. You're going to write down every single thing that you need to do. Everything. And it doesn't need to be in categories, but if you want to, you could categorize it. You could split it up into like your life admin. You could split it up into your business or your work. You could split it up into your kids' school stuff, self-care, stuff that you want to do with your husband, stuff that you have to do for your family. Like, you could have like an option, what it's like these days. Everyone has a birthday every month, don't they? And all these gifts and all this kind of thing. So occasions, you can have all of your different areas of your life. Fitness, it could be groceries, it could be whatever. All the different like pockets of information, all the little segments that are in your head, crazy, like rolling around, you are going to get them all down on paper, and you're going to just write down all the things you need to do. And some people think, oh my God, it's going to be so overwhelming because I don't know where to start. I'm going to see all of the things I need to do and it's going to make me feel so overwhelmed. No, it's not going to make you feel overwhelmed, because actually what you're going to do is something very, very powerful. You are going to get everything out of your head and onto the page. So if you know that everything's on that page, you can say, well, actually, it's there on the page and it's not going anywhere. I won't forget about it. But what it does, it lets you clear your mind. And that's a very, very powerful thing. So the way I do this, I love to use Google Workspace. It's just what I use. I'm a very techie person. I'm very organized. In fact, my career, my profession, previous business was all to do with digital technologies. So that is an era where I just really thrive and I love it. So I use Google Workspace. I have a subscription, but I don't even think you need a subscription for this. I think the free version of Google will work, or Google will do this for you. There's an app called Tasks that I use, and it's basically a lifesaver for me, because all it is a little checklist. It's a to-do list. It's clean, it's quick, and it syncs to my Google Calendar, which I use my Google Calendar on a daily basis to organize my life. All right? I am somebody who can be very overwhelmed if I don't know exactly what I'm doing. So, I make sure that I've got everything in my calendar and that I can sync it. And my husband finds it useful, whether he'll say that or not, I don't know. I send him all the calendar invitations that I need to when I'm going for appointments, when we have something on for school, when something else comes up. And I put all the information in the appointment and I put all the attachments and whatever. So he knows exactly where to find everything. He knows what's happening, when it's happening. And it's good for me too. So with Google Tasks, I can actually make separate lists, just like I said to you. So I've got lists for a business. I have lists for my just to-do list, my daily to-do list things. I have lists for various things, shopping, for example. So if I'm going out for the day and I know that I need to go to the grocery store, I need to pick up a few things, or wherever I'm going, I literally, my list is called shopping, and I just put down all the things that I need to remember that day. And then when I'm out, I can just get my list out and check them off, and they vanish. It's great. So that's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to identify the things that are causing you stress. Now, it could be like annoying things that you have to do. For example, you may have closed down a certain business bank account and opened another additional business bank account with a different company. You may have forgotten to download the XLS file that you need. I think that's what it's called. I've forgotten. That you need to actually input into your account spreadsheet, so you can actually do that for the end of the year report. You may have forgotten all about that. And so instead, you may have to spend time going to the bank, getting a record of all of your statements and everything you need to keep yourself up to date, because you forgot to do it and you forgot to download it before you closed the online account. Who would do that? Somebody who's totally disorganised, right? Well, not really, because I'm very organised, and yet I still stupidly closed an account without downloading the spreadsheet that I needed. And so, like, that was just a headache to me. It was something I was thinking about. I was like, right, my accounts, I need to do them by this date. I need to do this. I need to go and get all these statements. But when I've written it down, I'm like, right, okay, write it down. Just write it down, get it out of your head. And it's something, you'll see it. It's there. It's not a big deal now that you can see it. It's like, okay, fine. I had an insane amount to do. I have organisation for going on a weekend, planning a party, like organising things. I've got huge amounts of occasions coming up, birthdays, all of this kind of thing. Just so much going on, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. But if I can get them down there, then I'm like, well, it's not actually that bad. It's not actually that bad, really. So the first thing you do is you write it down, because writing them down gives your nervous system a break, because you can actually say, well, do you know what, at least I won't forget about anything because it's all written down now. So the fact that you've written things down, you've typed it down, it's there, it's not going anywhere, and your brain can relax a bit. Your nervous system can relax, and your brain instantly stops looping, worrying about all these things, because you're not going to forget. It's all there, safe and sound. So the next thing that I always do is, now it's probably contrary to what many people will tell you, when it comes to a daily basis, okay, I like to do the big tasks first. So for example, right now it's early in the morning, I'm recording this podcast. That's a big task for me, because it takes up not only a lot of time for me to do that, upload it, do any things I need to, when it comes to the admin of it all, that takes time. But the thing is, I get it out of the way. So there's a book, Eat That Frog. Now I've forgotten the name of the author. It's a really good book, and it essentially tells you to get the biggest tasks underway first. And that's a principle that I've always used in my life, and I always do the hard things first. It lets me stress less. However, if you have a massive to-do list and so much overwhelm, what you're going to actually do is you're going to do the fun thing first. Okay, so I'm not talking about on a daily basis. I'm talking about you've essentially sat down and decided, I'm going to get all this organised. You're going to tackle the quick or the fun things first. So you're going to pick the low-hanging fruit. Things you can do in 5 to 10 minutes, or the ones that just feel light and fun. So for example, for me, I had to order Father's Day presents. That was a quick and easy thing. I knew what I was going looking for. So I went on, made the purchases. It's done. It's in a couple of weeks' time, but at least I know I'm organised. And it was a fun 2-minute task, 10-minute task maximum, that I could do, and it was a bit creative because it involved me looking for things, it involved me doing a bit of shopping, all of that. So it was fine, it was easy, fun, done, and that was on my list. Again, I'm planning for my daughter's birthday. We love to make a birthday cake together. We love to plan it, organise it, design it, choose a theme, all that kind of thing. Something we enjoy doing. It's a bit of fun. It's like hobby, creative thing. So we enjoy doing it. But again, it's a lot of organisation. So we have to decide what all the details that we're looking for and any resources and things that I would need to actually create that. So again, that's something that took a lot of time, but it's fun. So I would sit down and I would just say, look, I'm going to give myself 10 minutes and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to look at all the things that I need. I'm going to come up with my final design and I'm going to order all the materials that I need for that. So again, that was done, that was fun, out of the way. If you need to do financial things, bank things, anything, just give yourself a quick 5 to 10 minutes, go in, look at your accounts, do any transfers that you need to do. Just nice, quick, easy, get those things out of the way. And the good thing about that, this builds momentum for you. So it's giving your brain a quick dopamine hit, because your brain's like, oh, amazing. You did one thing that's amazing for us today. You got one of those tasks out the way. Well done, that's amazing. When you check something off, you're getting a dopamine fix, but for a positive reason. And that's why dopamine exists, to motivate you and inspire you and keep you moving and give you momentum. So it's like telling your system, hey, we've got this, we're doing really well today. You're not lazy or behind, beautiful. I just want you to know that. You're just overloaded, right? But when you do that, now you're flowing. You've got into the flow, and it doesn't matter if you just had to do one silly little thing. At least you've got the momentum up. And because you find it fun and exciting, you're going to make some time to do that later. Then what you're going to do, you're going to schedule the biggest tasks. So this is a complete game changer. Instead of letting the big, boring, all the dreaded tasks float around in your head and fuel your anxiety, you're just going to assign them a date or a time. So like I mentioned, I use tasks on Google, and what you can do is you can assign them. You can just say, like, you can click on it and it will tell you today, tomorrow. It will let you assign a date. So you can do all of that, and it syncs right in with your calendar. So you know exactly what you're doing and when. You don't have, like, for example, if you're going to be inputting data into your accounts on a spreadsheet and it's a big task and it's boring, it's the full year's accounts, and you promise you would do it every month but you didn't, we've all been there. Because you're like, oh, it's not really that bad, is it? So when you're going to do a task like that, just say, right, well, I'm going to do that next week. It doesn't need to be this week. Let yourself get all the little tasks done this week. Just say, right, I've got a month to do this, so I'm going to do it next week. Now, just schedule it, put it in your calendar for next week, and then boom, it's in your diary. And you can deal with all the fun stuff this week, get the chunk of the to-do list all the way down, and just free yourself up a bit, give yourself a bit more flow. So that's it. And that simple move, it just shifts your energy from avoidance, because we've all been there, to ownership. So, get the big tasks out of the way. Even stuff like school uniform shopping, that can be a big thing. I know I was totally overwhelmed with that when my child was starting school. I didn't even know what the half of the things. She had a huge, massive list that she had to get. It was the most overwhelming thing ever, because there were so many different pieces of uniform, so many different sizes. The sizes aren't the normal sizes like from the UK. Everything was just, oh my God. But when I just started to sit down and schedule that in, okay, I'm only just going to schedule in some planning for that, then I could look at what was required, make a little list, do all of that, and then I got my head around it slowly but surely. But when I scheduled it in, it made it a lot less overwhelming for me. So that's another thing, is just scheduling the bigger tasks for a little time in the future, but definitely don't leave it to the last minute, beautiful, because that doesn't serve anyone. Okay, I'm going to give you my secret sauce right now, okay? Because this is something I love to do. This is going to give you a major dopamine hit, right? Now, I'm going to give you an example of this as well. So when it comes to the big stuff that I just mentioned, stuff like your taxes, bank statements, big emails, just commit to starting it, not finishing it, not anything. So like, for example, I'll say, so last night, for example, my husband was doing some work. I had managed to get everything finished. We were planning to have like a chill, whatever. But he was busy, and I was like, okay. So I've done all the things I need to do. Everything's organized. I'll sit down. I was watching something that it was one of these. I'm not going to the details of the show, but I was watching something that it's one of those ones you watch, it's a guilty pleasure, okay? And I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, I haven't seen that episode. I'll pop that one in the background and I'll get on with some things, because that's me. Like, I feel better if I know I've got a big list to do. I can just tackle things in a chilled, fun way. So I had all the bank statements sitting that had all been delivered. There was like about 10 envelopes from 5 years, and I'm like, I'm just going to open them. I'm just going to open them. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to literally open it, see what happens. So I was opening them up and I ended up organising them all into years so that I could easily file them. Amazing. Then I thought to myself, okay, so I'm listening to this in the background. It's going on. It's fun, chilled, relaxed. What am I going to do next? Okay. Maybe I will just pull out the accounts that I need from this year. No stress, no hassle, but at least they're there. They're just sitting there. They're going to be in a pile waiting for me, so I will get the ones that I need. So I did that. Then I'm like, well, you've done that. You're still chill. Why not just open up your spreadsheets that you need? Why not just take a look at them and make sure you've got all the software downloaded? Because I recently had to get my MacBook repaired, so the whole thing had to be wiped. So I said, okay, I'll just make sure, because I didn't have the software downloaded, didn't have Excel. Why would I? I use everything in the cloud, but you need that for this program. So, okay, I'll do that. And then I was saying to my husband, okay, could you come through for just 5 minutes to just remind me what I need to do here? So I open a document and I make my little notes of all the things that I'll need to do for that. Just simply, just to get it on paper, just so it's not in my head thinking, oh God, I don't know what to do. Just so that I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, I've got it organised. So I did all of that stuff. I didn't plan it. It's in my diary for next week, but I've given myself a really amazing place to start from, because I've organised all the statements. I've got everything I need in front of me. I've got all the software downloaded. I have the package that I need. I now have a really good idea of all the things I need to do. So really the easy task now is what I'm going to be left with. And I didn't force myself to even do anything. I just said, I'm going to open an envelope. But I promise you, when you open something or you start something or you just do the very smallest, tiniest thing, there's something about you. I don't know the science behind it, but something about you, your drive, your determination, your spirit in you, your best self, your highest self in you, just wants to make a dent in something, just wants to see some progress, wants to move you forward, because that's the way you were born. And if you just give yourself half a chance of actually setting yourself up for success, you will make a huge improvement. It's like if you've got a huge assignment to do, if you've got a dissertation, you've got something crazy, you don't need to start thinking about like doing the whole 10 billion word assignment. I mean, but who wants to think about that? No one. Even if you're, unlike me, an amazing creative writer and you love all of that research, if that's you, great. But if it's not you, and if you just want to get the thing finished, because really it's not like the thing you're most passionate about in the world, well, what are you going to do? Just sit down and just say, okay, so I've got this assignment and I know that it's going to be on this topic. So let me just firstly outline some things I would like to discuss within it. So obviously you're going to have your introduction, your rationale, you're going to have all the different things, and then just break the whole topic down into like sections. You might even use ChatGPT for a bit of help for that one. Just saying. Didn't have it when I was at uni, but if they did, you know I'd be the first one. I'd be right in there like, okay, help me. So you can tell academia is not my forefront. I'm a very creative person, okay, that's me. So do that. Just make some notes, make some like key points, and then you can start to say, okay, well, you could actually, I'm sure your lecturers would recommend you a reading list, but if not, can you find any top books on that? Like, that's all you need to do. And then after that, can you actually find some people who've maybe read the books and consolidated the knowledge from that book, just to give you a general outline if it's going to be something that's going to work for you? And if so, then you can actually go forward with reading the whole texts and all of that stuff. Because look, let's think strategically, okay? You're not going to get any prizes for working the longest or the hardest. You're going to get the prizes for getting the job done to a good standard. So how do you do that? So again, start. Don't force yourself to finish. It's all about getting started. And if you have a little window of time, a little like pocket there of opportunity for you to sit down and do something in a very chilled way while you're enjoying it, you're also adding so much more weight to getting things done, because you're making it fun, you're making it exciting, you're giving yourself so many rewards mentally for doing all this work. So really the last stage is just rinse and repeat. So the more you do this, the easier it gets. And that's why I'm an extremely organized person. It's not because I was born like this, believe me. Nobody in my family is like this. They are very, well, no, like I wasn't taught this, okay? I learned to do this. Why? I didn't like feeling overwhelmed. I didn't like feeling stressed. I felt like it helped me to have this level of control over my life, okay? I didn't have a lot of control in my life, being younger, and I guess we all feel like that. So I wanted that. So I took that control in any way I could. And how did I do that? By organizing things, by making sure that anything I did actually have ownership over, I would do it to the best I could. I would make sure I was organized. I'd make sure I was happy about how I was doing it all. And that moved me forward through life. I've been able to achieve some really amazing things. I continue to do so, but it's because I'm organized. It's because I know how to deal with anxiety and overwhelm. And that's how I managed to get so much done in a day. So when your anxiety will literally start to melt when you do this. Your confidence will start to grow, and you'll start looking around and thinking, wait, my life actually feels manageable. It actually feels kind of exciting. And it will hit you, oh, things are actually working out for me. Do you know why they're working out for you? They're working out because you are doing really positive things in your life. You're believing in yourself and you're prioritizing your mental health and well-being. And it's because you're leading in your life, again, not reacting. Okay, so you want to put yourself in a position where you can lead. You're not reacting. And if things come up, you're like, well, it's fine. I've got loads of time to deal with this. So that's how we're going to move forward. Beautiful. Now, if you are stuck in a rut with this, and if you want to go deeper, you want to find out what's actually causing this overwhelm, then the Spark activation is your next step. It's a custom private video insight. It's going to come straight to your inbox. It's going to help you, like it's helped loads of my clients before, just to get some clarity on where they need to move forward, what's really holding them back, and honestly, can just give you some really simple, quick fixes that are totally personalized to you, totally confidential, to help you just move forward and know exactly what to tackle first. You can find all the information about that below, or on mrsmanifestation.com. But essentially, we're going to uncover all your energetic leaks. We're going to reveal what's keeping you stuck and create a bespoke plan for you moving forward into your next level life. Because I know that you're not here to cope, beautiful. You are here to rise. You're here to shine, to elevate. And we're going to get rid of that anxiety. It's a really quick and easy fix, I promise you. But it does start with you taking some action. So if you feel called towards that, the Spark Activation link is below. And there's also some amazing resources there for you underneath. But I was excited about this episode. I made it more free. I made it more in tune with things that are happening in real life. So you can let me know in the comments if you think that helped you. If you have any other content that you would like to see, do let me know and I will see what I can do about that. But until next time, or until I see you in the Spark Activation, then just make sure to like, subscribe, and go do something. Get your list organized and let me know in the comments. I'm so proud of you. I'll see you in the next one.